Before we answer that, let's take a step back and understand what hybrid vehicles are. A hybrid vehicle combines a traditional internal combustion engine with one or more electric motors. Depending on the design, these motors work alongside or independently from the engine to power the vehicle. The idea is to use the best of both worlds, the convenience and range of gasoline engines, and the efficiency and eco-friendliness of electric power. There are several types of hybrids. Full hybrids, like the Toyota Prius, can drive short distances on electric power alone but mostly switch between gas and electric to optimize efficiency. Then there are mild hybrids, which can't run purely on electricity but use an electric motor to assist the engine and improve fuel economy. Finally, we have plug-in hybrids, or PHEVs, which have larger batteries that can be charged externally and can drive significant distances on electric power alone before switching to gas. So why do hybrids exist in the first place? The main reason is transition. As the world tries to move away from fossil fuels, hybrids offer a middle ground, a way for drivers to cut emissions and fuel costs without facing the limitations of early electric vehicles, like range anxiety or long charging times. For many years, hybrids were seen as the stepping stone toward full electrification. Now, let's talk about the benefits. First, fuel efficiency. Hybrids often deliver significantly better mileage than traditional gas vehicles, especially in city driving where electric motors shine. Second, they produce fewer tailpipe emissions, making them more environmentally friendly. Third, they don't rely entirely on charging infrastructure, which is still developing in many parts of the world. And lastly, they're familiar. You fill them up like a regular car, but you get a taste of EV benefits. For many consumers, that comfort matters. But hybrids aren't without their drawbacks. Critics argue that hybrid technology may actually slow down the transition to fully electric vehicles. Why? Because it keeps one foot in the fossil fuel world. While hybrids reduce emissions compared to gasoline cars, they still burn fuel. And when you factor in the environmental cost of manufacturing both an internal combustion engine and a battery pack, the carbon footprint can be significant. There's also the issue of performance. Some hybrids, especially early models, were not exactly thrilling to drive. That's changed a lot in recent years, but the perception still lingers. And in the long run, hybrids may become obsolete. Battery technology is improving rapidly, and electric vehicles are starting to outperform hybrids in terms of range, affordability, and total cost of ownership. That raises the question: are hybrids just a temporary phase? Now let's look at the market. In many countries, hybrid sales are still strong. Toyota, one of the biggest hybrid champions, continues to sell millions of them each year. In fact, Toyota recently doubled down on hybrid technology as part of its multi-pathway strategy, arguing that different markets need different solutions. Not every region has the infrastructure or resources to go fully electric right away. But the tide is turning. Europe and parts of Asia are phasing out the sale of internal combustion vehicles, hybrids included, in the next decade or so. Major automakers like General Motors, Ford, and Volkswagen have announced plans to become all-electric within the next 10 to 15 years. Even companies that pioneered hybrids are now investing heavily in EV platforms. However, in regions with less developed charging infrastructure, think parts of the US, South America, Africa, and Southeast Asia, hybrids may have more staying power. They provide lower emissions without the need for a reliable charging network. For these markets, hybrids are not just a transition technology, they might be the most practical solution for the foreseeable future. So, do hybrid vehicles have a future? The answer depends on where you are and how fast the world moves toward electrification. In wealthy, urbanized regions with strong government incentives and charging infrastructure, the future is clearly electric. Hybrids may fade away there, or survive only in niche roles. But in developing regions or for consumers who prioritize flexibility and convenience, hybrids still make a lot of sense. In the next 10 to 15 years, we're likely to see hybrids coexist with electric vehicles before eventually giving way. Whether they become obsolete or adapt to survive will depend on how the auto industry, governments, and consumers respond to climate goals, technological advances, and infrastructure challenges. So yes, Hybrid vehicles do have a future, but it may be a short to medium-term one. They've played a crucial role in changing the way we think about transportation. Whether they remain a bridge or become a cul-de-sac in the road to electrification is something only time will tell. What do you think? Are hybrids a smart compromise or an outdated solution?